Kenneth, I've been meaning to tell you I'm sad and alone. Welcome to the Valentine's Day Inner Circle podcast. I'm Brandon Wright.
And I'm Kenneth Lee.
And I'm lonely in life. So let's talk about, terrible rom-coms real quick that make me feel good about being alone in my life because I don't live in these rom-com worlds. What about you, Kenneth?
Oh, well, I also do not live in these rom-com settings.
Hopefully I kill myself.
We just watched the trailer for the latest Nicholas Sparks movie. It's called The Choice.
Yeah.
Because love is a choice.
Yeah, and we just got done watching the trailer, which pretty much points out every single plot point in the entire movie.
Yes.
And obviously, there's some cheating involved, but it doesn't matter because love is the main focus. Yeah. If you cheat based on your love, that's what Nicholas Sparks is trying to tell you. It's okay. It's okay to be a dick.
The funny thing about this is that I do not recognize anybody in the cast for The Choice.
I recognize the main guy's abs. They're pretty prevalent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The main guy's abs gets featured a lot in
this.
It's
a lovely addition.
It's almost like the target audience
was teenage girls and older moms with failed marriages.
But got it.
I'm so sorry.
That's awful. Yeah. All right. But I was going to say that Nicholas Sparks, his movies, cast-wise, have taken a downgrade. What was it? The Notebook, right? Had Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, right?
See,
and
one of my girlfriends tried to get me to watch that, but I fell asleep every time. There was no way.
You have not seen it.
I fall asleep at the point where he jumps and grabs the carousel, or what is it, Ferris wheel? What is that thing? The carousel. What? I don't know what they're called. Like the thing that fun people make out in at the fair. What are they called?
Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Oh my god.
A carousel?
But I don't freaking know, dude. I didn't have fun as a kid, and so I jump. So the guy jumps and he's like, "Will you go on a date with me?" And then the girl pulls down his pants, and I'm like, "Ha ha." Fell asleep, and my girlfriend gets mad every time, or my ex-girlfriend gets mad every time. Got me.
Ooh, that sounds personal.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So,
you know who you are.
But I was gonna say there's a downgrade, right? Rachel McAdams, Ryan Gosling, then Dear John, you have Channing Tatum, Amanda Seyfried, Seyfried, right? And then what was it? The Lucky One, you have Zac Efron and someone else, and then Safe Haven, you have what's that guy's name? Josh Duhamel, right? He's a very low-key cast guy. And now we basically have a cast that's unrecognizable for the current Nicholas Sparks movie.
You are really into these rom-coms. I watch romantic comedies like Caddyshack and Family Guy. I was about to say I get all my romantic cues from my father. Something about 2 for $20 at Applebee's, you know.
Now, do you remember last year, we're gonna switch from movies to TV, when the fall TV season, there was so many new shows that were rom-coms. You had A to Z, you had Selfie, you had Love in Manhattan, right?
So you actually catch up with those. I'll admit
You've never
it.
seen them. They all got canceled, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
they
all
were just
got
all
canceled.
that bad?
Yeah. Well, one of them was actually okay, but they all got canceled. Yeah.
What is A to Z? What was that about? Do you know?
It's by the same guys who made How I Met Your Mother, and it was basically the guy's name was Alex, and the woman's name was Zelda, and it's the A to Z of how they met and romance and. Blah,
Do
blah,
I need
blah.
the Triforce to get her? Zelda, it's a Legend of Zelda reference for all you people out there. But I'll dabble in the rom-com a little bit, but they tend to be on the anime side. I subscribe to a service called Crunchyroll. So there's a prevalent amount of action and okay. There's a prevalent amount of weeaboo-ish-esque stuff there. So I'll watch romantic comedies like Golden Time, which is about a guy who loses his memory but somehow finds love, and Toradora. and stuff like that.
Q plus hit laser sword.
I don't know why I find you attractive, main character A. Maybe that katana you're carrying around on the train will do it.
So you don't see a lot of live action rom-coms, a lot of Western rom-coms.
That's because love isn't real, Kenneth.
Love
Because love isn't real. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You can find love some days. Obviously, you gotta do it on Tinder nowadays or Grindr.
Grinder.
Am I right? Well, you were talking about, you had something written on your sheet right there, buddy. It says like sleeping with other people.
Oh yes, I just Redboxed this movie. It's in Redbox. It's called Sleeping with Other People. It's actually a really well-made rom-com. It's just subversive enough to make it interesting, but it's still kind of formulaic. You know, it follows the beats of a traditional rom-com, but it's well acted, and plus it's really funny. I mean, most rom-coms nowadays they overhype the romance aspect, but they fail on the comedy front. This one it just it hits the ballpark with both sides.
Yeah, from what you tell me, Remember Me was Rob Pattinson.
Oh man, that was
like that
horrible.
was so funny. That was
all right. So for to clarify, we were talking about we mentioned earlier before the podcast what or worse rom-coms that we ever saw was or were, and I mentioned Remember Me, which for you guys who don't remember, it's a romance movie. I would say it's less of a rom-com, more of a romance movie. But it's a romance movie with Robert Pattinson, right? And I forgot the woman's name, the actress's name.
It doesn't matter. It's all in love and war.
People came to see Robert Pattinson.
True.
But yeah, the very opening scene is a little girl and her mom is on the subway alone. And then these gangsters come and just randomly shoot the mom and kills her for no reason.
Straight up in the hood, yo.
Yeah, I don't even think they stole anything from her. Maybe, but they just shot and killed her.
They're just random like butts on the street.
They weren't provoked at all. There was no dialogue. Just bam. But anyway, so Robert Pattinson, he's dating this chick, right? And you know, they have the traditional "I love you," oh, there's something wrong with you, or I messed up somehow, blah blah blah. Yeah. So they break up, and then they get back together near the end, right? So, and then there's also like daddy issues going around in the
plot. Just kidding, love you, Dad.
So,
thanks for joining us on this lonely journey through our terrible rom-coms. And stick with us next week when we come up with a topic to nag about, because that's what we do on this podcast. Have a great Valentine's Day. And remember, if you're lonely, at least you have Ben and Jerry's.